Well, hello, this is Peter Combs from Bitamount.com and P.O. Combs Asian Art in Gloucester, Massachusetts. And this time around, we're going to take a look at the Alsdorf collection, part one. It just concluded a few minutes ago, and if you had the chance to watch it, you know what happened. It went through the roof. And what was very interesting was that the auctioneers, Raoul and Lynn, one is in New York, as you'll see on the screen, and one is in Hong Kong, and they both work so seamlessly together. It was absolutely an amazing performance. Raoul is a super duper auctioneer. Lynn is as well. They have their own styles. They're very interesting, and this is a great auction. This is a really great auction. Maybe one of the best of the week in New York for Asia Week. The prices were absolutely astounding on some of the lots. And once again, you're seeing how the market responds when a great collection from fairly private collectors, but well-known, comes to the market that was begun, 6 decades ago. Just absolutely a great sale, and the prices were phenomenal, to just put it mildly. And I hope you enjoy it. I was absolutely thrilled to see this happen. Good job at Christie's.
旅游支票、汇款及信用卡付款，不同付款方式有不同限额，详情请向会计部查询。所有以个人支票付款的买家，必须等到银行确认付款后，方可办理提货手续。4. 佳士得不接受第三方付款，此项规定也适用于代理人。谢谢。
Welcome to Christie's, ladies and gentlemen, for Sacred and Imperial, the James and Marilyn Alsdorf collection. I'd like to welcome everyone that's here in the US, everyone this afternoon in Europe, and this evening in Hong Kong. Thank you very much. My colleague Lynn, who you see on the screen next to me, is going to be fielding bids at Christie's Hong Kong. We look forward to having a lot of fun this morning. We just have a few announcements and then we'll be on our way. We'd like to remind bidders that the purchase price payable is the sum of the final bid plus the buyer's premium and all applicable sales taxes. Bidders should note that the auctioneer may open the bidding on any lot below the reserve by placing a bid on behalf of the seller. The auctioneer may continue to bid on behalf of the seller up to the amount of the reserve, either by placing consecutive bids or by placing bids in response to other bidders. We'd like you to note that Christie's has adjusted its buyer's premium rates effective September 21 this year. The new premium rates are as follows: 25% up to and including the first $600,000 US, 20% from $600,000 US up to and including $6 million US, and 14.5% over that amount. The new buyer's premium rates will replace those rates set forth at the back of the catalog for this sale, in conditions of sale, buying at Christie's, and also the written bids form. Should you have any further queries, please do contact Christie's Client Services. And here we are, the James and Marilyn Alsdorf collection. Ladies and gentlemen, we start with lot number 801, the bronze figure of Ganesha. Good way to start the sale. Lot number 801 for $30,000, at $30,000, for $30,000. Here we are, $30,000, $32,000 we have online. At $32,000. The bid is online, $35,000. New place online in China at $35,000. Lynn, do you have something for me? I have $38,000. Online again.
Waiting.
At $38,000. At $38,000, $40,000 still in China. You bidding with me, Lynn? For $40,000. The bids in China, $42,000 now. In Illinois, all bids are live at this moment here. For $42,000, $45,000 now with Anita at $45,000. There's the bid. At $45,000. Anita, your bid, $45,000, $48,000. Back to China, $50,000, Tina. At $50,000, Tina's bid now. At $50,000, $55,000, China. $60,000, Tina. What do you have for me, Lynn? Anything in Hong Kong? At $60,000, $65,000, $70,000, back to Tina. At $70,000 on my right for $70,000. $75,000, $80,000 now. Amy's bid, $90,000, Tina. At $90,000 with you, Tina, always here. On the phone bank, $95,000, $100,000. At $100,000 US, Tina's bid, $110,000, $120,000. At $120,000 right away for $120, $130,000, Michelle, at $130,000. Now with Michelle against you, Tina, at 130. No bidding for you, Lynn, at 130,000. I'm going to get you on the next lot. 130 is here. At $130,000, the bid is here. Is that a bid?
Yes. With Jasmine.
140,000. Now with Lynn in Hong Kong at 140, 150. Michelle, Lynn against your bidder at $150,000.
Give us a moment, please.
We will wait for you, Lynn. 150 is here, holding in New York at $150,000.
160,000 back with Jasmine.
160, thank you, Lynn. Back with your bidder in Hong Kong. Lynn's bid at 160. Lynn, I have 170 here. You keep going in Hong Kong, 170 is here. At $170,000.
Jasmine's trying to convince her client.
170, waiting for Lynn and Jasmine in Hong Kong. 170 is here with you, Michelle. Tina, you're out? She's out. 170, still holding. At $170,000.
Sure.
180,000 with Jasmine.
180, there's the bid in Hong Kong. 180,000. Lynn, your bid with Jasmine, I have 190 right away. Back to Michelle at $190,000. Try 200, Lynn.
I think we're out.
Are you sure?
We're sure.
190. We give you a few seconds. Holding here.
Sure.
All done this side. On the telephones. Online. Are you all out? For 190 then. I'm selling the Ganesha. $190,000. Last chance in Hong Kong. $190,000. Sold for you, Michelle, $190,000 to paddle number 1306. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Lynn, in Hong Kong. Lot number 802 now. The rare gilt bronze figure of Vajrapani from Nepal, lot 802. Where shall we start? $38,000 at $38,000 here for $38,000, $40,000, $42,000 at $42,000. Here we are, $45,000 online at $45,000 with an online buyer for $45,000, $48,000, new bidder online. Both bids are live at $48,000, $50,000 now. At $50,000, Vicky's bid for $50,000 at $50,000. $55,000, Vicky right behind you with Tristan now at $55,000. For $55,000, $60,000 at $60,000. For $60,000, the bid is here. $65,000, Tristan's bid. Lynn, let me know anytime you'd like to get in. $65,000 is in New York. At $65,000, $70,000. For $70,000. Here with Vicky, $80,000. Lynn's bid just before you, Tristan. Lynn, you have it. At $80,000, it's yours. At $80,000, $85,000. Now ahead of you, Lynn, against your bidder in Hong Kong. Try another one.
Try 90.
I have 90 just ahead of you, Lynn. 90 with Tristan. He came in just a second earlier.
95?
95 now with Lynn. Thank you. Lynn, it's your bidder. 95,000. 100,000. Vicky in the room here, Lynn. Where's your bid? At 100,000. 110 with Tristan now. 110. Vicky coming back to me. 110 is the bid. 120 right away. Vicky's bid now for $120,000. 130,000. Back to back here. 130. 140 with Vicky. Lynn, you have a telephone? How much?
150,000.
150,000 with Lynn. Where's your bid? In the room?
On the telephone with Cherise.
Okay, with Cherise for 150. I have 160 with Vicky here at $160,000.
Try one more.
160, Lynn, waiting for you and Cherise.
Take us to 170,000. Yes, Cherise?
Vicky, holding with you. 160,000. 170, she's back. Thank you, Lynn. Now to you at $170,000. It's yours. 180 I have here, Lynn. Right away with Vicky. $180,000.
Sure. I think we are out here.
Are you sure? Check with your room. Maybe there's another bid somewhere. At 180, the bid is here with me. At $180,000. Are we all out here in New York at Christie's? Online. We're selling at 180 with Vicky's bidder. Tristan, you're out for $180,000. Lynn, last chance in Hong Kong For 180, I'm selling it now. $180,000. Vicky sold for you 180. Thank you very much. To paddle number 1307 is your buyer. Thanks, Lynn, for your bids in Hong Kong. We move on to lot number 803 now. The figure of Buddha Shakyamuni from Kashmir from the 7th or the 8th century here. Lot number 803. Lots of interest here. And we can start right away at $35,000. At $35,000 on my book here for $35,000. At $35,000, $38,000. I have $40,000 against you, Jenny. At $40,000, $42,000, $45,000. At $45 against you, China now. $48,000. At $48,000, holding with China. For $48, $50,000, Anita. I have $55,000 against the two of you now. $55, $60 in China. $65,000 my bid. At $65,000. $70,000 in China. Lynn, you getting in now? At $70,000. The bid's online. $75,000 now. Holly's bid $75,000 for $75,000. On my left, holding in New York, 75. What do you have for me, Lynn? 80,000 with Tristan, just ahead of you, China. The bid is there. 80. You coming back to me, Holly? For $80,000, holding with Tristan, 85,000. Back to Holly now at $85,000. 90, $90,000. At 90 with Tristan now, 95,000. It's all in New York, Lynn. No bids yet from Hong Kong. 95,000 holding here, 100,000. In the back with Tristan for $100,000. China, come back to me. 100 is there. 110. Now with Holly, $110,000 for 110 on my left. At $110,000. 120,000. Still here, Lynn. Both bids are in New York. At $120,000. It's yours, Tristan, in the back there. At $120,000 for 120. 100 and only if you take your mask off. All right, 125,000 at $125,000. Tristan, do you want 130? 130,000. 130. Lynn, nothing? At $130,000.
Not for this lot.
All right, we'll try on the next lot. 130 still in New York. $130,000. Holly, would you like 135? 135,000. $135. Take your time, Tristan. We'll take 140. At 135,000, holding with Holly. Hong Kong is out on this lot. Online, you're all out. At $135,000. Here it is. Selling left. At 135. Last chance for you, Tristan. At $135,000. Selling it now, fair warning, 135,000. Sold for you, Holly, $135,000. Thank you. And your buyer is 242, 1342. Thank you very much. Lot number 804 is next. Lot 804, again, a bronze figure of Buddha Shakyamuni from North India, Himachal Pradesh or Kashmir, 10th or 11th century. Lot 804. I have $18,000 to start the lot right away. $18,000 only. At $18,000, 19,000 Belgium. Thank you. 19,000. I have 20,000. Here it is for $20,000 on my book in New York. Try another one, Belgium. 20 is here. At $20,000. For 20,000, Lynn, do you have a bid here? At 20, 22,000 with Tristan. At $22,000. Nobody on the phones, Lynn? 22 is here. On the telephone in the room at Christie's. For $22,000. Here we are, $22,000. Your bid, Tristan, not your bid, Belgium, and against all of you in the room. $22,000, I can sell it. We all done. At $22,000 then, last chance, Lynn in Hong Kong, I'm selling for $22,000. 24,000 now, just in time with Jessica at $24,000. 26,000, Jessica, against you for $26,000. at $26,000. Back to Tristan, right behind you, Jessica. Would you like to try 28? Yes, we have it, $28,000. Jessica's bid 28,000. 30,000, Tristan, at $30,000. Still nothing, Lynn? At $30,000. Okay, we'll get another lot to excite your crowd. For 30 then, the bid is here. At $30,000, your bid, Tristan, against you, Jessica, for $30,000. At $30,000. All done, 30 then. Last chance, Jessica. I'm selling it. You're done. At $30,000, 30,000. Tristan, for you, $30,000 to paddle number 1352. Lot number 805 is next. Now the rare bronze figure of Buddha from Thailand, from the 9th century here, lot number 805. Where shall we start here? 10,000? Only $10,000? At $10,000. For $10,000, here we are, $10,000. At $10,000. Any offer at $10,000? For $10,000. All right, $5,000 then? For $5,000. At $5,000. Do we have an offer at $5,000 for the Buddha? For $5,000 only. At 5, there we are, Belgium for $5,000. At $5,000, I'll sell it for $5,000. Any more for 5? At $5,000. Selling then at $5,000 only. Tristan, you coming in? For $5,000. All done. $5,000 and selling to Belgium. Last chance. $5,000 for 5. Belgium sold for you. 3025. 5,000. Lot number 806. Lot 806 now. The beautiful figure of Shiva from South India. Lot of interest here, and we can start at $850,000. At $850,000. My commission bid, $850. At $850,000. 850, 900,000, 950,000. At $950,000. Ahead of you, Anita, 950 on my book. $1 million for the first time today. 1 million on my right. At $1 million. For $1 million then, the bid is here, 1,100,000 at $1.1 million. 1,000,001. 1,200,000. Ahead of you, DK, for you, Anita, 1.2 million. 1,300,000 at 1.3. Lynn, all the actions in New York here. At $1.3 million, 1,400,000, front row bidding. At $1.4 million. For 1,400,000. 1,500,000 at $1.5 million. At $1,500,000, bid is here on my left, 1.5. 1,600,000. 1,700,000 with DK. 1.7 million. 1,800,000. 1,900,000. $2 million. Holding with Anita, $2 million. 2,100,000. 2.1 million, Anita. Try 2.2. 2,200,000. 2.3 with DK. $2,300,000. 2,350,000 now with David. New bidder, new telephone. $2,350,000 is the bid. I see 2,400,000. I see Francis in the front row in Hong Kong there. At $2.4 million. There it is. At $2,400,000. At 2.4, Anita with you. David, come back to me. At $2,400,000. 2,450,000. 2,450,000. Try one more. A last 50. One more, 2,500,000 at $2.5 million. Coming back to me, DK. For 2,500,000, 2,600,000. DK's bid 2.6 million now. At 2.6 million. What will you give me next, David? 2.6 is here. No more. At 2.6 million then. Bid is here. With you, DK. Anita, are you done for sure? At $2,600,000. I'm going to sell it with DK now. Front row on my left. At $2,600,000. Are we all done here? You coming in, Tristan? 2,750,000. All right, $2,750,000 now. New place with Tristan in the back row there. At $2,750,000. Lynn, you're sure you're out on this lot? At $2,750,000. $2,800,000. At $2.8 million. This side back to DK. $2,800,000. At $2,800,000. $2.8. Anything you like, Tristan. $2,800,000 is here. $3 million. At $3 million. $3,100,000. Thank you, DK. At $3,100,000. $3 million one. $3,250,000. $3,300,000. Back here. Lynn will get some action going on your end soon. $3,300,000 is here. At $3.3 million. Waiting for Tristan. $3,300,000 DK holding with you at $3.3 million. $3,300,000 holding up front. Shall we go another one, Tristan? 3-3. $3,400,000. $3,400,000. Sorry? You lost your line? All right, we'll give it a second. Sorry, Kristen. DK's just lost her line. We're trying to reconnect with the client, but we're holding with you at $3,400,000. $3.4 million, ladies and gentlemen, holding for the Shiva with Tristan at Christie's, New York, waiting for a line, or anyone else out there. $3,400,000. There we go. Line is back. $3,600,000. At $3,600,000 now. Back to DK's client. Waiting for you, Tristan. Done? At $3,600,000 then. The bid is here with you, DK. Ahead of you, Tristan. Thank you very much to your client for all the bids. $3,600,000. I'm going to sell it now. Last chance, David, for $3.6 million. All through $3,600,000. Sold for you, DK. Thank you very much. $3.6 million. 1320 is your buyer. Thank you. Yes, that does deserve an applause. Thank you very much. Lot number 807 now. The large bronze figure of Uma from South India. circa 1,300, lot number 807. And we'll start at $200,000, at $200,000 for 200,000, at $200,000, 220,000, 240,000, at $240,000 now, at 240 for $240,000. At $240,000, coming in, Tristan, at 240, 260,000, now holding with Tristan in the back, 260. At $260,000, the bid's in the back, at $260,000 for $260,000, 280,000 at $280,000. Here with David, 300,000, Tristan, at $300,000, 320,000 at $320,000. For $320,000, David's bid for 320 at $320,000. 350,000 at 350 now. Back to you. Tristan, 380,000. David, thank you. At 380,000. For 380, $400,000 at $400,000. David, come back to me. 400 is there. 420,000 for David. $420,000. At $420,000. David, with you. $420 on the telephone. David's buyer. For $420. Lynn, do we have something with you there in Hong Kong? Telephones in your room?
Not for this lot.
Not for this one. All right. At $420 then. We're still holding with David in New York at Christie's Rockefeller. $420. Tristan, are you coming back to me? At $420. Always holding with David. We're done. For $420,000 then. We'll sell it with David's buyer. $420,000. $420. David sold for you $420,000 to 1345. 1345. Thank you very much. Lot number 808. Lot number 808 now. This is the bronze figure of Ganesh, South India from the Chola period. Lot of interest here. We start at $65,000. At $65,000, 70,000 now. At $70,000, 75,000 online. At $75,000 with an online buyer. Holding with you online, 75,000 is the bid. At 75, 80,000 now in Belgium. At $80,000 for $80,000. Laura, you coming in? 85,000 online. At $85,000, back to you. 85 online ahead of you, Belgium. Lynn, do you have something? At $85,000, not here. $90,000. At $90,000, Michelle, for you. For $90,000, the bid is left here with Michelle. At 95,000, Olivia. At $95,000. Now Olivia's bid. On my right, 100,000 with Michelle. At $100,000. For 110. Olivia, back to you. $110,000. Online, come back to me. 120 is here. Back to Michelle on the telephone at Christie's. Lynn, nothing? At 120, 130,000. For $130,000. To my right with Olivia, 140. Here it is. Both telephones are at Christie's. At 140, 150,000. At $150,000 to my right. 160,000. DK, do you have a bid? At 160, I can feel it. $160,000. Here it is with Michelle, 170. At $170,000. For 170, 180. At $180,000 left. 180, 190, Olivia. At $190,000. 200,000 back to you. Michelle's bid for $200,000. 220,000 in front of you. 250. Nishad's bid now. 250. All the actions in New York at 250. What's the next increment? What would you like? 260? 260. All right, we'll take it. That's the next increment. 260,000 at $260,000. With you, Michelle. 260. 270,000. DK's bid just ahead of you, David. 270. 280,000. Back to Michelle. 300,000. Nishad at $300,000. 320,000. Now with David at 320. Olivia, are you out? At $320,000. 350,000. At $350,000. 350 is here. 380, Michelle. At $380,000. In the room, Michelle's bid. David, try 400. 400,000. DK just ahead of you at $400,000. 420,000, David. In the back there on the telephone, 420 at $420,000. For 420 now, ahead of the three of you here, holding with David in the back at $420,000. $420,000. David, it's yours. 430,000, all right. At $430,000, David, I'll take 440. At 430, the bid is here. 440,000 for David. 450,000 DK at $450,000. This side, $450,000. At $450,000. 460, David, back to you. At $460,000. 470,000. Closer to me, front row DK, $470,000. 480,000 in the back there at $480,000. 490,000, Michelle, at $490,000. 500,000, just ahead of you, DK, 500 is David, at $500,000. In the back with David on the telephone for 500. At $500,000. You're all out this side. 500 is you, David, at $500,000. We all done? Yes, 510,000. Ahead of you, Michelle. 510 is DK. I'll take 520 from anyone. At $510,000 here, even from you, Lynn. 510 is here. 520,000 at $520,000. Back to David. 520, 530. Front row, $530,000. 540,000 at $540,000. $550,000. DK versus David, 550, 560. In the back, DK, $560,000. No more, Nishad, at $560,000. For $560,000. You're out. 560 now. DK is out. Michelle, you're coming back. For 550, the bid is holding with David. Would you like to try 570? No more, Michelle. We'll sell it with David's buyer then at $560,000. Is that a bid? $560 and selling for 560, 500 and yes, no, 570,000. $600,000. New bidder in the back now with Tristan at $600,000. 610,000 at 610. Michelle is out. $610,000. $650,000 now with Tristan. At $650,000, Tristan, your bid on the telephone. 660, David, thank you. At $660,000. 700,000 in the back, $700,000. For $700,000 then, now with Tristan, ahead of all of you this side, online, anyone in Hong Kong, I'm selling with Tristan for 700, not yet, 710,000 at 710. Keep going, Tristan, one more. 710 is back to David. $710,000. Try one last one at 710 then. David's buyer and selling. $710,000. Looking for 720 if you like, Tristan. 710. I'm selling it now. 720,000. We're out this time. Thank you, David, for all your bids. Thank you, DK, Nishad, Michelle. The bid is there now. I'm selling it for $720,000. Tristan's bid, last chance for anyone in the room, $720,000. Sold for you, Tristan, $720,000 to paddle number 1347. Thank you all for that. We keep moving with lot number 809. Lot 809, the very rare and important $20,000 on my book straight away. 420 at 420. You coming in, Lynn? 420, I have a bid here at $420,000. 450,000 now with AC. 480,000, my bid at $480,000. The bid is here with me. 480 at $480,000. Do you have 500?
Bidding.
There's Lynn, 500,000. Your bid now, Lynn, for $500,000 in Hong Kong, in the room.
And Nico
At
bids at 550.
550,000, all right, is your bid, holding for 550 now. At $550,000, your bid, Lynn. Both bids are yours. 550 is your bid at $550,000. Do you have 600? At 550, it's still holding with you. At $550,000. Lynn, it's your bid.
600,000.
600,000. All the actions in Hong Kong now. What would you like, AC? We have 600 with Lynn in Hong Kong.
650,000.
650 now. All the bids are with you, Lynn. 650 is your bid in the room in Hong Kong at Christie's for $650,000. At 650.
700,000.
Just ahead of you, AC. Lynn is too quick for us this time. 700, Lynn.
With
All your
CHOLA.
bids. 700,000 is yours. 700,000 US dollars bidding with Lynn at 700,000 for $700,000. 750. Now back to New York, Lynn. I have a bid in the room here for 750. Try 800 in your room. At 750, the bid is here.
800,000.
800,000. Back to you all the way in Hong Kong, Lynn. Thank you. At $800,000. Lynn's bidder at 800,000. 850.
850,000 now with the Yenny.
850, Lynn. I had it just before you, just one hair second before. Try 900. I'm sure you have it there.
900,000? No. Any one of you? 900,000. Talking to our clients. 850,000 is in New York.
900,000 I have with Laura at $900,000. Now back here. AC against you, Laura with you, against you, Lynn. At 900, we're back in New York for 900,000. 950,000.
950,000 with
Just
CHOLA.
ahead of you, 950, Lynn with me. Try 1 million. $1 million is here in New York. Laura's bid $1 million.
$1 million.
We have a million, Lynn. We have a million. Try 1,000,001.
1,100,000.
There you are. You have the bids here. I know it. 1,000,001. 1.1 AC. We have it. It's Lynn in Hong Kong, in the room. At 1,200,000 now. In the room, Rockefeller Center. Laura's bid, 1.2 million. Lynn, try 1.3 with your clients. At 1,200,000, the bid is here.
Would you like 1.3? Would you consider 1,250,000, Rahul?
Yes, we will consider 1,250,000 from you, Lynn, and your clients. Thank you. 1,250,000 is there.
CHOLA.
Holding back with Lynn. 1,300,000 now, Lynn. Laura's bid at 1,300,000. Get me another 50 from there. 1.3 is here at 1,300,000.
1,350,000.
I knew you had it. 1,350,000, Lynn, for you. At 1,350,000. Laura, AC, we have another 50 here. At 1,350,000, it's with Lynn. 1,400,000. Now to Laura at 1,400,000.
Try one more, Paula. 1,450,000.
Thank you, Lynn. 1,450,000. Your bid in Hong Kong. 1,500,000, Lynn. Back to New York.
Take us to 1,550,000.
1.5 is holding in New York. Waiting for you, Lynn.
1,550,000.
1,550,000.
With Paula.
Lynn's buyer. 1,550,000 at Christie's Hong Kong for 1,550,000. Laura, keep going. 1,000,006, yes. On the telephone here, Lynn, 1.6 million US dollars.
One more? Yes? 1,650,000, please.
Back to you, Lynn. 1,650,000. $1,650,000 is with our auctioneer in Hong Kong, Lynn and her clients. 1,650,000. No more for Laura. At $1,650,000. 1,700,000. Just in time, Lynn. We had another bid here. I'm sure you have another one there. 1.7 is here in New York. Try 1,750.
Try one more. Paula? Are you sure?
1,000,007. Holding in New York. AC, you coming back? Holding here. We have a phone line contemplating a bid here, and Lynn, perhaps you in Hong Kong. At 1,000,007, holding with Laura. AC, are we done? Done. So now it's just you and me, Lynn. 1,000,007 is here.
1,750,000.
Back to you, 1,750,000. At $1,750,000, Christie's Hong Kong has the bid. $1,750,000. $1,750,000, Lynn. Always with you. Are we done, Laura? We can always try one more. I love to hear that. Let it go. All right, we let it go this time. Thank your client very much for their bids. Thank you, AC. Lynn, it's yours. 1,750,000, 1,800,000. We can always try one more. Bid is back here in New York at 1,800,000. I'm sorry, Lynn. You can always try one more in Hong Kong.
We gotta try one more.
At 1,800,000. Laura, back to you. At 1.8.
1,850,000.
1,850,000. They've tried one more there, Laura. At 1,850,000. This time we're really sure? 1,850,000 then. Back to Hong Kong at 1,850,000. Lynn, I'm going to sell it to you. $1,850,000. Selling in Hong Kong, 1,850,000. Sold for you, Lynn, 1,850,000. And your paddle number, please, is
8224.
8224. Thank you,
Raoul.
Hong Kong.
Congratulations, Paula.
We continue with lot number 810, and I feel Lynn's presence is going to get more and more engaging in this room. The very rare gilt bronze figure of a white-robed Guanyin from China, the Ming Dynasty, 15th century. Lot number 810 will start at $200,000. At $200,000, thank you. For 200,000, 220,000, 240,000 now. Izzy's bid for 240 at $240,000. Your bid on the telephone, Izzy, at $240,000. Lynn, do you have a bid for me? At 240,000. For 240, 260,000. At $260,000 ahead of you, Izzy. For 260, 280,000, back to you. At $280,000. Jenny, do you have a bid? $300,000. Thank you, Lynn. Your bid in Hong Kong with Lynn for 300,000. At 320,000. Here it is with Izzy in New York for 320. 350. You, Lynn, it's your bid. Thank you. At $350,000. 380,000, Lynn.
要不要40万 ？400,000 back with Jasmine.
400,000. Jasmine's bid in Hong Kong with Lin at $400,000. 420, Lin, against you and Jasmine at $420,000.
要不要45
Try 450.
？500,000.
Even better. I love it in Hong Kong.
Jasmine.
500,000. There's the bid. Jasmine, your bid 500. At $500,000. 550,000. Lin now 550 back in New York. At $550,000.
要不要60万？600,000.
600,000. Lin,
Jasmine.
your bid in Hong Kong with Jasmine.
Yes.
Yes, your bid then. All the way in Hong Kong, 600,000. Izzy, are you coming back to me? At $600,000. The bid's all the way in Hong Kong with Lin. 620,000, yes. At 620,000 now with Jenny in New York. Have it. 720 is yours, Jenny. At $720,000.
Try one more. Not yours yet. 要不要讲一口？
Waiting for Lin. 720 holding in New York with Jenny.
不要迟疑了。Don't hesitate. Try 750. 要不要加了75 ？Jasmine, waiting for you. 750,000. Back with Jasmine.
That was a good bid there, Lin. Thank you. 750 is back to you in Hong Kong at $750,000. Jenny now ahead of you with Jasmine in Hong Kong at $750,000. Would you like 780, Jenny? $750, Lin, holding with you. Your bid, your telephone at $750,000. Just giving a few moments here to Jenny and her client to think about it. 760,000 this one time. Yes, we'll take it. Lin, I'll take 770,000 from your client.
运吗？要不要77万？
At $760,000, we have Jenny's bid here. Try 770.
We can't give up.
You can't give up.
降到77万吧。
760 in New York.
It's only 10,000. Very
760.
sure. Are you very sure? Jasmine's out.
We're going to have to let it go in Hong Kong. Thank you very much for all your bids, Lin. 760 then. Jenny's going to take this lot at 760,000. Give you a few more seconds in case Jasmine decides for a last-minute bid at $760,000. I'm selling. Are you absolutely sure, Lin? $760,000. All clear in Hong Kong. Selling in New York. Jenny, your bid, $760,000 to paddle number 1301. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Lin. And thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
We keep moving with lot number 811. Lot 811 is next. This is the Ritu attributed to China, landscapes and calligraphy. Please note that the dimensions should read each leaf measures 11.5 by 13 and 5/8 of an inch, 29 by 34 centimeters. Lot number 811 is next. A lot of interest here from Hong Kong. And we start at $60,000, at $60,000, 65,000, at $65,000 only, for 65,000. Here we are. Lin, waiting for you. 70,000, I have a bid online. 70 is an online bid.
Online.
At 70,000, 75,000 with AC. At $75,000. 80,000 with Easy now.
80,000.
At 80, I have just ahead of you, Lin. 80, give me 85. I have 85 online, 90,000 there at $90,000. All done then for 90. Vicky, now with you, $90,000 is holding.
95,000.
95,000, Lynn, now to you at $95,000. 100,000 still with Lynn. All the bids are now in Hong Kong at $100,000. 110,000, Lynn, against you at 110.
Sure, I won.
120 now with Izzy at 120. Lynn, give me 130. 120 is here.
130,000.
130,000 just ahead of you online. Back to Christie's Hong Kong. Lynn's buyer, 140.
140,000.
140 we took from Vicky. Lynn, I'll take 150. We have 150 just ahead of you. Izzy, Lynn is too quick here. At 150, it's your bid. 160 still with you. All bids are in Hong Kong now. 160,000. 170 now.
170,000 with Carmen.
I have 170. I have 180. Try 190.
180,000.
We have 180 here, Lynn. At 180, 190.
190.
190, both of us took it together, but the bid here was closer. Try 200, Lynn. 200,000.
Henry.
At 200,000, still here in New York for $200,000. 220,000.
220.
At 220 I have.
To try 300.
Perhaps you need to take double bids, Lynn, to get ahead of me. 220 is here.
300,000.
There we are. Now it's with you. 300,000. Your bid. At $300,000. You're all out here. 320,000 now.
300,000.
At 320, Amy's bid. At 320,000, 350,000. At 350, Lynn, give me 400. 350 is there.
400,000.
400,000. There we go. At $400,000. For $400,000, it's with you, Lynn. $420,000 is here.
450,000.
Much better. 450 is better than 420. Lynn, back to you. $450,000. At $450,000.
500? 480,000.
480 still with you. Just ahead of you, Amy. It's with Lynn in Hong Kong. 480 in her sale room.
500,000.
500,000. Always yours. Lynn, it's your bid. $500,000. For $500,000. You're all out this side. At 500.
550,000.
550 now. Moving on in Hong Kong. At 550. Lynn, these are all your bids. 550 is you.
Thank you. 600,000.
600,000. Just ahead of
telegram.
you, AC. 600 still in Hong Kong. At 600. 650,000 now, Lynn, in New York. At 650.
700,000.
700,000 is yours. At $700,000.
750,000 with
Just ahead of you, AC. 750 in Hong Kong. Try 800. Give me 800.
800.
800,000. At 800 here, Lynn. What will you give me next? 900? At 800, the bid is here.
1 million. Everyone's contemplating. 850,000 with
850 now, back in Hong Kong. With you, Lynn, $850,000. 900,000 front row in New York, Lynn. In the front with AC here. At 900,000. What do you have for me? $900,000. 950,000 now. New place with Sophia at $950,000.
950 or better.
1 million. At $1 million, back to New York now.
We gotta be faster here.
For
In Hong
$1
Kong.
million.
1 million what?
Try 1-1, Lynn.
$1,100,000 with Cherise.
Now it's you in Hong Kong, 1,000,001. Holding with Lynn in her rostrum. At 1,000,001. Against you, Sophia, 1,000,002. Not for long, at 1,200,000. Now Sophia's bid. Against you, AC. Lynn, try 1-3 in Hong Kong. 1,002,000 is here in New York.
$1,200,000 in New York. Yeah. 1,300,000.
Your bid,
Back to
Lynn.
Cherise.
1-3 is you. At $1.3 million, your telephone buyer. at 1,300,000. Sophia, are you coming back? 1.3 million in Hong Kong with Lynn and her buyer. $1,400,000. Rufus, you coming in? At $1,400,000. Now back to Sophia.
$1,500,000.
Your bid, Lynn. 1,500,000 in Hong Kong. At 1.5 million, Sophia, try 1.6 if you like, or Hong Kong's going to win this lot. At $1,500,000. It's with Lynn. 1,600,000, Lynn. Not yours yet.
$1,700,000 with Cherise.
1.7, Lynn. Back to you in Hong Kong with Cherise at 1,700,000. Your telephone, your bid. $1.7 million in Hong Kong. Sophia, are we done? At $1,700,000, holding in Hong Kong. 1,800,000. She's back at $1.8 million, Lynn. Back to Christie's New York.
$1,900,000.
1.9 million. Thank you, Lynn. Back to you and Cherise. 1,900,000. At $1,900,000, $2 million. Christie's New York has a bid here with Sophia at $2 million. For $2 million. You still going, Lynn, in Hong Kong?
The phone was disconnected. Could you give us a moment, please?
We will give you a moment to get your line back, and we'll hold here at $2 million. At $2 million, Sophia, holding with you, waiting for a phone line in Hong Kong to get reconnected. $2 million is the bid. At $2 million. Waiting for Lynn's bidder to get back on the phone.
Cherise is still dialing.
We're still waiting at $2 million.
Okay. The line got connected.
Now we're back online.
$2,100,000.
And I'm glad we waited. $2,100,000.
Yes.
Lynn, back to you and Cherise. $2.1 million. Sophia, shall we try 2.2? 2,200,000. At 2.2 million.
$2,300,000.
2,300,000 with Lynn and the reconnected line in Hong Kong. 2,300,000.
Right.
Sophia tried 2.4. Yes, thank you. 2,400,000. Lynn, the bid's back here at 2,400,000. Try 2.5.
Try 2.5.
$2,400,000 Lynn, holding in New York.
$2,500,000.
2.5 million. Hong Kong has it at 2.5. 2,500,000 US dollars. Hong Kong, it's with you. $2,550,000. Back with Sophia's buyer. 2,550,000. Do you have 2.6 for me?
There was a split bid for 50,000. That's right. 2,600,000.
She's right back,
No
Lynn.
hesitation.
$2.6 million straight away from Lynn at 2,600,000. Yes, 2,650,000. at 2,650, Lynn. Come back to me right away at 2,650,000.
Right away.
Bid is here with Sophia.
多加5万。对啊。Just 50,000.
$2,650,000, holding with Sophia.
Give us just some time, please. Yeah.
Take your time.
Thank you.
We have all day in New York. It's only 9:30. At $2,650,000. Holding here, waiting for you, Lynn.
Sure. Seems like we're clear here now.
You done?
We are.
All right, we'll sell it here to Sophia. Thank you and Cherise very much for all your bids from Hong Kong on this lot. $2,650,000 is selling in New York. Last chance, Lynn. You all clear in Hong Kong. $2,650,000. Sophia sold for you $2,650,000 and your paddle is
Congratulations.
889 1310. Thank you. Lot number 812 now. Lot 812 now. This time the superb Peachbloom glazed water pot from China. And I feel Lynn will be coming back here again. We'll start at $70,000. At $70,000 only for $70,000. At 70, 75,000. At $75,000. Here we are. At $75,000. Izzy, do we have a bid? At 75, 80,000, there we are. Izzy's bid for $80,000 at $80,000 on my right. For $80,000. Lynn, do you have 85 for me? 80 is here. At $80,000. For 80, 85,000 online in Vietnam. At $85,000. Izzy, try 90. At $85,000. The bid is online in Vietnam. At $85,000. $90,000. Lynn with you now. Thank you. All the way in Hong Kong, $90,000 at $90,000. For 90 now, not your bid, Izzy, for $90,000. 95,000 at $95,000. Lynn, give me 100 at $95,000.
$100,000.
100,000 with Lynn at $100,000. Lynn's buyer 100. Online, would you like to come back? $100,000 is in Hong Kong for $100,000. 110,000. Now it's online, Lynn, 110. Try 120 at $110,000. Online in Vietnam.
$120,000.
Your bid, Lynn, all the way in Hong Kong. At $120,000, this bid's at Christie's Hong Kong. At $120,000. Izzy, would you like to come back at 130? No more? 120 then. The bid is with you in Hong Kong. 130 is now back in Vietnam at $130,000. Lynn. 140.
140,000.
Your bid, $140,000. In your room, Lynn, for $140,000. Vietnam, come back to me. 140 is in Hong Kong at $140,000. 150 Vietnam online. Thank you for the click. At $150,000.
Nicole, would you like 160? 160,000 with Nicole.
160 with Nicole in Hong Kong at $160,000. Telephone in Hong Kong. Ahead of you, Easy. 170 Vietnam comes back to me right away at $170,000. Try one more, Lynn, with Nicole. 180,000 at 180 now with Easy. Back in the action for $180,000. Not yours, Vietnam, at 180. For $180,000. 190,000. Online is back at $190,000. Try 200, Lynn.
Give us 1 moment, please.
Take your time. 190 holding online. Izzy, would you like to come in again? at $190,000. It is holding online. Thank you, Vietnam. 200,000. Now $200,000 on the telephone at Christie's, New York. Vietnam, come back to me if you'd like. Lynn, give me another bid if you'd like. At $200,000, we're holding here for $200,000 with Izzy at 200,000. 220,000, online bidder all the way at $220,000. No more for Izzy. Online now holding with you. Lynn, are we done in Hong Kong? At 220, all done in Hong Kong, all done in New York. The bid's live in Vietnam. I'm selling it at $220,000. All through in the room. Last chance, $220,000. Thank you, Vietnam. Sold to you for 220, paddle number 3014. Lot number 813. Lot 813 now. This is the very rare Guan type hexagonal bottle vase from China. Lot number 813. And we'll start at $48,000, at $48,000, $50,000, at $50,000, $55,000, at $55,000. For $55,000, here it is, $55,000. Lynn, what do you have for me? At $55,000. For $55,000, $60,000 is bid in New York. At $60,000 with Z, at $60,000. For 60 on the telephone. At 65,000 now in Hong Kong, online. An online bid in Hong Kong, not your bid, Lynn. 65 is on the internet. For 65, 70,000. At 70,000, how much? 80,000 is even better than 70. $80,000. Your bid for $80,000 online, try 85. 80,000 is live in New York on the telephone, 85 Hong Kong at $85,000. There it is, online with a bidder in Hong Kong at $85,000. Nothing for me, Lynn. 100? 100,000, all right. At $100,000 with Z on the telephone. 100,000. For $100,000, holding in New York. Lynn, you're out this time. 110. But we have a bid from Hong Kong online at $110,000. 110. Keep going, Z. For $110,000. Live bid in Hong Kong at 110. Waiting for you, Z. 110. Hong Kong, thank you for your patience. We give it just another moment here on the telephone at $110,000, Z. We have to sell it now with the client who's bidding live at $110,000. Lynn, you're all done for 110, 120,000 back in New York for $120,000 at $120,000. Online, you're coming back to me. 120 is here at $120,000 in the room at Christie's and selling for 120. We'll give you a second for another click if you like. 120 here at $120,000 then. Last chance Hong Kong live, last chance Hong Kong online. We're selling it in New York, 120,000. Z sold with you, $120,000. And your paddle number is 1355. Thank you all. Lot number 814 now, the white glazed water pot from China, King Dynasty. Lot number 814, where shall we start here? $40,000 only at $40,000, 42,000, 45,000, 48,000, 50,000 at $50,000 for $50,000. Lynn, do you have a bid there at $50,000 for $50,000 at $50,000? Looking for 55 at $50,000. Ahead of you all now, $50,000. Try your telephones, Lynn. 55, I have it online at $55,000. At $55,000. Sell it, Danny. $55,000. All right then, for 55 only. Do you have a bid, Lynn? 60 now. Vietnam is back at $60,000. For $60,000, ahead of the other bidder online, 60 now. No bids live in Hong Kong. The bids are online at 60, 65,000 online at $65,000. For $65,000, Vietnam, come back to me. 65, live with paddle 3050 at $65,000. For $65,000, selling it with the online buyer. Last chance, Vietnam, right back at me at 70,000, thank you. For $70,000, now with Vietnam. At $70,000, both bids are live on the internet, waiting for another click. At 70, we're holding with you, Vietnam, for $70,000. All done in the room here at $70,000. No more Lin from you. 75. It's still live on the internet here at $75,000. Vietnam, would you like 80? At $75,000. It's ahead of your click at 75 now for $75,000. At $75,000. No more Vietnam for 75 then, and selling at $75,000. 75,000. Sold online to paddle 3050, $75,000. Thank you both online. Lot number 815 now. Lot 815. This time the ruby enameled bowl from China. And we have a lot of interest here, and we can start straight away at $70,000, at $70,000, 75,000, at $75,000 for $75,000 here. Izzy, are you coming in? At 75, $80,000. Just ahead of you, Lynn, 80 in New York. I'll take 85 from you. At $80,000. 85, we have a bid live in Taiwan. At $85,000.
90,000.
90,000, Lynn, in Hong Kong. At 90 now, bidding in Christie's Hong Kong with Lynn. 95,000, 100,000. At $100,000, your bid, 110. At 110 with Vicky now. 120, 120,000, Tina's bid. At $120,000. 130, online bidder in Hong Kong for $130,000. Thank you. 140, Tina at $140,000. 150 with Izzy at $150,000. The room has it. Is Lynn, come back to me. 160 here with Vicky for $160,000. At $160,000. It is here on the telephone at Christie's, New York. 160. 170,000, Hong Kong online at $170,000. What do you have for me, Lynn? 180 is here. Try 200 at $180,000. Vicky, for you at $180,000.
Would you like 190? 要不要19?
180, Lynn. 190, I have it here. 200 would have to be next. 190 is with Izzy. At $190,000. 200,000. Now with Vicky for $200,000. At $200,000. Holding on this telephone. Not yours, Izzy. Are you out, Lynn? At $200,000. 220. But Hong Kong is in online at $220,000. For $220,000. Online bidder in Hong Kong at 220. 240,000. Back with Vicky's buyer, $240,000. At $240,000. No more, Lynn? 240.
Clear.
Hong Kong is out. 240 here. Hong Kong online, are you coming back to me? 240 is here on the telephone at $240,000, seated with Vicky. Izzy is out. I'm going to sell it now at $240,000. Last chance for the bidder online. 240. You coming in? 250. Yes, 250,000. Your bid, Izzy. 250,000. Vicky tried 260. 250 is there at $250,000. 260,000. At $260,000. No more this time. For $260,000. The bid is with you now. Vicky on the telephone. Ahead of you, Hong Kong online. Ahead of you, Lynn, and all the bidders in your sale room there. At $260,000. I'm selling 260. Sold for you, Vicky. Thank you. 260,000 to paddle number 1309. 1309, thank you. Lot number 816 is the rare Guan type Hu form vase from China, King Dynasty, lot number 816 for $50,000 only, at $50,000 for 50, 55,000, 60,000, at $60,000. Here it is for $60,000. At 60, 65,000. Amy, your bid for $65,000, 70,000. At $70,000. Lynn, do you have something for me in Hong Kong? At $70,000. I have 75 with Amy here. At $75,000. 80,000 is online. At $80,000 with an online buyer in Hong Kong. At $80,000. For $80,000. Try 85, Amy. At 80, I'll sell it online. For 80, 85,000 now with Z, just ahead of your click online. 85 is in the room here. We'll take 90 from you. 85,000 is here. With Z for $85,000. 90,000 Hong Kong online at $90,000. For 90, 95,000. Back to Z on the telephone, 95,000. No bids, Lynn. At 95, 100,000. We have it live in Hong Kong on the internet, $100,000. At $100,000. Z, would you like 110? For 100, this bid is live. At $100,000. All done then for 100. At 100,000, Amy, keep going. At $100,000. 110, both bids in Hong Kong. Live bidders on the internet, 110, Hong Kong versus Hong Kong. At $110,000. For 110,000. At $110,000, 120,000, Hong Kong, paddle 3026. It's your bid, $120,000. For $120,000. No bids at Christie's Hong Kong, but we have bids in Hong Kong on Christie's Live at $120,000. 120 then, and selling. Last chance for the two telephones in New York. $120,000 and selling now for 130,000. Z is back at $130,000. Telephone against the online buyer at 130,000. For $130,000. No more, Amy. At 130 then, the bid is here. Hong Kong, would you like to come back to me on the internet at 130? I'm selling it here in New York at Christie's for $130,000. Last chance online. I'm selling it now. 130,000. All done. 130. Sold for you, Z. $130,000 to paddle number 1355. Thank you. Lot number 817. This is the very rare Ru-type brush washer from China. A lot of interest here. Lynn, I expect a lot of bidding from you on this lot. Lot number 817. Where shall we start? You start the lot, Lynn. You start it.
95,000.
95,000. All right. 95,000. I have 100,000 here with Margie at 100,000 on the telephone. At 100,000. For 100,000.
Our phones are silent. 110,000.
110,000 at 110, 120 back in New York at $120,000. Ahead of you, Lynn, 120 in New York. 130,000, 200,000. We're all out in New York now for a moment. 200,000, Lynn, back to you. 220,000 with Margie at $220,000. 240,000 now at 240,000. Sophia's bid 260,000. Margie at $260,000. Lynn tried 300. 260 is here.
$280,000.
280 with Lynn. Just ahead of you, Sophia. Lynn, your bidder.
Liquor.
At $280,000. 300,000 I have back in New York.
Who takes us to 320? Nico? $320,000 with Nico.
320, Lynn, your bid with Nicole. 320,000. Christie's Hong Kong has it. At $320,000. Margie, you out? Out. 320,000 back in Hong Kong. Sophia, come back to me. At $320,000. Holding with Lynn in her sale room. At $320,000.
Yanni, are you coming back? Bid still with nickel.
No more for Sophia. Looks like you have it here, Lynn, at $320,000. This is your bid with Nicole. Izzy, you coming in? 330,000, new place here. Split bid in New York, 330. I'll take 340 from you, Lynn. At 330, the bid is here. Izzy with you now at $330,000.
下一口34。340,000.
Back to you, Lynn, in Hong Kong. Ahead of you, Lynn. Izzy, it's for you, Lynn, in Hong Kong. 340,000 is the bid. 350,000. At $350,000.
下一口36万。350,000. Not yours yet.
Not yours there in Hong Kong, Nicole. 360,000 in Hong Kong, online.
360,000 online.
Online in Hong Kong.
Not yours, Nico, on the telephone. Try 370, please.
Izzy, would you like 370 here? 370, I have it, Lynn. Next is 380 from you in the sale room or from you online. 370 is holding at $370,000. 380,000 online bidder in Hong Kong at $380,000.
I think we're done in the sale room.
Done in the sale room. Thank you for the bids, Lynn. At 380, it's still holding where you are. Hong Kong bidder live. At $380,000. Not your bid, Izzy.
390,000.
390, you're back. Never say
Indeed.
never, Lynn. $390,000, it's you. 400,000, New York. Ahead of you online, 400, not yet, 420,000. Back to the online buyer at 420,000 US dollars. 420,000. No more for Izzy. 420 is holding with you, Hong Kong. Online. Lynn, are you coming back?
Nico says no.
Nicole says no. You said that the last time. At $420,000 then. Holding online in Hong Kong versus you live in Hong Kong.
Sure.
I'm going to sell it. At 420 then. You're all clear? All done then.
All right.
In Hong Kong, we're done. Izzy's trying one more at $420,000. This time would have to be 450 Izzy because we have a holding bidder at 420 online for $420,000.
430,000.
I asked Izzy for 450 here, Lynn. How about 440?
I thought you did 440.
How about 440? We're holding at 420 online.
$44,000.
420 Hong Kong online. Thank you for your patience. At $420,000.
440,000.
440,000. That's a bid. We'll take it.
Twice.
Hong Kong will take 450 from you now to get back on the right foot. 450 would be the next online bid. 440 is holding with Lynn. At 440,000. Online can have the option of 450. They have it. 450 now. Thank you, Hong Kong. At $450,000. For 450,000 back online, Lynn.
Nico, please make up your mind.
For 400.
No for now?
No for now. 450 then. Selling it, Lynn, to the online buyer. Also
Not
in
yours,
Hong Kong.
Nico.
All done.
Selling the slot.
All clear in New York, in Hong Kong. The bid is live in Hong Kong with an online buyer. I'm selling it for $450,000. Thank you, Hong Kong. 3023 sold to you for $450,000. Lot number 818. Again, a Guan type Hu-form vase from China. From the early 18th century, lot number 818. A lot of interest here. Lynn, do you want to start the lot? You start it.
I will start it straight away at 90,000.
90,000 with Lynn then, at $90,000. Your bid, Lynn.
90,000. Who's coming on the telephone?
95, Lynn, I have online at 95,000.
Ready. It has to be
How much?
100,000 next. Not yet.
100,000. All right, 100,000. I have 100,000 with Sophia and 10 online. We're at 110,000, Lynn, for $110,000.
120,000 with Nicole.
120 is yours, Lynn, with Nicole on the telephone. 120. Sophia, would you like 130? 130 is online at $130,000. For 140,000 online in Hong Kong this time at $140,000. 150 online to a new place at 150 versus you Hong Kong. 150. 160,000. Hong Kong has it online at 160. 170,000. Both bids are live at $170,000 for $170,000.
180,000.
Your bid, Lynn. It's all with you. 180. Online, both of you are against the Hong Kong live sale room. 190,000 at $190,000. With an online buyer, Lynn, what do you have for me?
200? 200,000.
200,000 is Lynn's bid at $200,000. 220 we have here, Lynn. Online at 220,000.
Yes? Try 240.
240 online in Hong Kong at $240,000 right away. 260 to a new place, still online at $260,000. For $260,000. Online bidder 3047 versus you Hong Kong versus you Lynn. 260 is live. At $260,000. Sophia, you're out at $260,000. Z, you're out. You're out. 260 then. Holding live. Ahead of you, Lynn. Are you all clear? 260, then I'll sell
We're all
it
clear.
at $260,000. Selling with you online against you Hong Kong live. 260,000. Sold to paddle 3047. Thank you. $260,000. Lot number 819. Lot 819 is the Celadon glazed conch form washer here. Lot 819 for $12,000 only. Just $12,000 at $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 at $14,000 for $14,000. Lynn, do you have a bid? At $14,000 for $14,000. $15,000 online in New York at $15,000 for $15,000 with an online buyer at $15,000. All done for 15.
16,000.
16,000, Lynn, your bid in Hong Kong at 16. Online, New York, it's against you. 16 is at Christie's Hong Kong for $16,000. At 16, 17,000, new place online here. Lynn, try 18 at $17,000.
18,000.
18, back to you. Cherise, your bid, $18,000. At 18,000. New York, would you like to come back online? For 18, Lynn is going to sell this at $18,000. All done, $18,000 and selling 18,000.
19,000.
19,000.
With Tim now.
Two bids in Hong Kong with you, Lynn. Your bids at $19,000. Take it away. At
20,000 back with Cherise.
20,000. Your lot, Lynn. You sell it. Just tell me when to put the hammer down.
What do you say, Tim? 22,000 with Tim now. Cherise, your turn. 24,000 with Cherise. Tim, how about your client? 下一口26,000，要不要26,000 ？26,000 with Tim. Cherise? 28. Yes? 26,000 still with Tim. Cherise, try one more? No? You sure? Bid is with Tim at 26,000, Raul. Cherise is out.
26,000. Shall we sell it, Lynn, at 26?
We should.
26,000. We're all clear
Unless
in
you
New
have a
York.
higher
This
bid
is
there.
your bid, $26,000 for Lynn and Tim, 26,000. Sold to you, $26,000 to paddle number
8210.
8210. Thank you,
Raul.
Lynn and Tim. Lot number 820 now, the rare blue and white octagonal jarlet, 820. Where shall we start here? $40,000 at $40,000 for $40,000. At $40,000 here with me, 40,000 for just $40,000. At $40,000. You coming in, Lynn, at 40? At $40,000.
Tim?
At
Tim, would you
40,000.
like to try 42? Tim,要不要试试看42000? $42,000 with Tim.
42,000, Danny. Yes, at 42 we can sell it for $42,000. For $42,000 then, it's your bid, Lynn. We can sell it at 42,000. All done here, online, for $42,000. We're going to sell this lot at $42,000. 45,000 is an online bid at 45,000. Try one more, Lynn.
Tim? Would you like 48,000? 要不要48000? Yes? 48,000 with Tim.
48 is back in Hong Kong. Online, would you like to try 50? At $48,000, the bid is live with my colleague Lynn and Tim at Christie's Hong Kong. $48,000. Last chance online. This lot is going to sell at Christie's New York now for $48,000. All done. 48,000. Lynn sold with you. Thank you. 48,000 to paddle number
Same buyers last, 8210.
8210. Thank you. Lot number 821 is next now. 821, the rare Taoist emblems Dukai bowl here. Lot number 821 for $30,000. At $30,000, 32,000 now. At 32, 35,000,
Bidding
38.
Hong Kong?
38,000 is your bid, Lynn, for $38,000. At 38,000.
Oh, that was 35,000.
I have $40,000 here. At 40 with
Already.
Olivia, just ahead of you online. 40,000 is on the telephone. At $40,000 in the room here. At $40,000.
42.
42 online. At $42,000.
Online 42. Would you like 45? 45,000 on the telephone.
Thank you, Lynn. It's yours in Hong Kong now. 45. Ahead of you online, against you, Olivia. $48,000 now. Olivia on the telephone this side. At
50,000.
48. 50,000, Lynn. All the way in Hong Kong with you. At $50,000. 55,000. Just ahead of your click online.
60,000.
60,000 in Hong Kong. Ahead of your click, Hong Kong online. 60 is live with Lynn's bidder. At 60, 65,000. At 65,000.
Back on the phone.
70, your bid, Lynn, on the telephone. At $70,000. At Christie's Hong Kong for 70. 75,000 I have, Lynn.
80,000 straight away.
80 straight
Back
away
on
with
the
you.
phone.
At $80,000 for Lynn. 85, Lynn, online.
85 online. 90,000 on
Back to you.
Cherie's telephone now.
90 in Hong Kong. Online, it's against you now. Olivia against you. At $90,000. 95 online, Lynn.
Go 100,000.
No more for
Since
you,
we're
Lynn.
out here.
At 95, 100,000. A new place online in Vietnam now. At $100,000, both bids are live. 110,000. Back to the first online buyer. 110 against you, Vietnam. At 110,000. For 110, Vietnam, you're out. At 110 then, we'll sell it online to paddle 3018. $110,000. Lynn, all clear in Hong Kong for $110,000. All done in Hong Kong, in New York. The bid is online and selling. 110, sold for 3018, $110,000. Thank you both. Lot number 822 is next. Lot 822, the rare pale greenish white jade dragon vase group from China, 18th century, lot 822, only $30,000 at $30,000 for 30,000. Lynn, what do you have for me here? At $30,000. At $30,000. For $30,000. Looking for 32 at $30,000. Online, 32,000 at $32,000. Sell it, Danny? $32,000 then. Online bidder, we can sell it for $32,000 only. At $32,000. All done for 32. Lynn, I'm sure you have a bid there in Hong Kong. At 32, it's holding live in Vietnam for $32,000 only. All done. We'll sell it now for $32,000. 32,000. Yes, Lynn, done for $32,000. 32,000. Vietnam 3014, 32,000.